back to my channel. This video is how we found out we're expecting a little baby. I actually touched base on this in one of my prior videos, but that video was like 20 minutes long and I'm sure not everyone wanted to sit through the whole thing. So here's a short little video on how we found out we were expecting. So essentially I was on birth control. I was using the IUD and I had had birth control for 8 years. I was on the IUD for 8 years. I had them put in back to back because they each lasted 5. So we ended up taking my IUD out before its expiration, and I had my IUD taken out on April 5th. Now, I did not have a period for those entire 8 years, so we kind of thought my body might take some time to readjust, though my doctor did tell me it could readjust immediately and you could get pregnant within the first month, or it could take you a year. You just never really know. So we got my IUD out April 5th. I ended up getting a period about 4 weeks later. So at the end of April, I had a period. I had another period in May, and I had another period in June. And we were actively trying. Basically, we didn't change our sex life at all. It just was what it was. But obviously there's no protection anymore. So it took us, I want to say, 3 months to get pregnant, which is really good considering a lot of people it takes a lot longer. Though in the moment, it honestly felt like it was taking forever. Every time a period would come, I'd be disappointed. And it actually got to the point where I was like, babe, I don't think it's gonna happen this month. I don't think it's gonna happen. And then sure enough, it did. So basically what had happened was I took a pregnancy test. It was either the day of, it was the day of my period when it was supposed to come. And I think that was towards the end of July, or it was like July 13th or something. Maybe it was middle of July. I can't remember. It had to have been the end of July because my periods were coming at the end of every month. So it had to have been the end of July. I have an actual picture with the date on it, I just can't remember. And so my period didn't come that morning, and normally the past 3 months, every morning when I would wake up, when my period was due, it was there. It was very regular to the day it would show up, and it usually showed up first thing in the morning. So I was expecting it and it didn't happen, so I was like, you know what, let me just test. And so I tested, but the line was like, so I took a digital test and it said yes. And we freaked out over that. Like, we got excited over that. That was the test that told us that we were pregnant. We were jumping up and down. We called everyone. We told my mom, like Ryan was there. So we found out together essentially. And I was like, babe, it says yes. Like, we were pretty shocked. But then I peed on like a stick that just shows the lines, and the line was like barely there. So then I started to get nervous, like maybe it's a false positive, or maybe I've like psyched myself out and it's like a chemical pregnancy or something. I think the two are different, but I'm pretty sure there's a way you can psych yourself out and then your body like freaks out. Anyways, besides the point. And then I took another digital test that night and it said no. And then my heart sank and I was like, what? But I just we decided we're just gonna, it's early, obviously, it's like the first day of my missed period. And we had the digital one that was yes, and we had 2 line ones that were so very light, but it was there. So every couple days I just kept testing, and the line got darker and darker, and I had a doctor's appointment to confirm the pregnancy and get an OB referral. So essentially that's how we found out. Nothing crazy exciting. My plan was to test secretively and put together this really cute dad's gift and surprise him with it, like him come home and be like, surprise. Which I made a video on that. I don't know if it's up before this video or after this video, but I made a video on it so you can see that gift. Because I did buy everything for that gift, I just didn't get to present it to him the way I had anticipated. It ended up just being a gift for him in general. But yeah, that's our story on how we found out we were pregnant. Nothing crazy special, but that's that. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.